Absolutely.
And so you have this new album, it's out
Mm-hmm.
November 6th, and it's your, it's been a few years since you worked on solo material. What, like, do you have a certain idea going into the studio when you start working on stuff? Like, did you have a certain sound in mind here, or was it just working on
Um,
songs with different people?
well, I actually worked with Marty Fredrickson on the whole record, and he's a dear friend of mine. Great producer, great songwriter. I've known him since I was 20. So I've known him about 15 years now, right? So we've been writing together. I think the last track we did was off Heaven in This Hell, and it was a song with Steven Tyler. It was a duet with Steven Tyler. And we just, we were friends. Like he's such a talent, you know what I mean? He's such a great producer, great writer. And he's a hippie, and he totally just, we just vibe. And I think that when you vibe with people, it's fun. And when you get in the studio and you vibe, and it's all about that, that's when the magic gets created, because you don't think about the outside world. And that's what we tried to do with this record. 28 days going in there, not overthinking it. I came with some ideas I had, and especially something like Crawling Out of the Dark. That song was written prior with a friend of mine called Candy Carpenter, and we wrote that song about shitty relationships, and it was actually a bunch of stories we put together. It's a pretty heavy song. I hope it helps people, and I think that the album needed something like that, kind of break it up a bit. And all the songs, it's pretty eclectic but cohesive at the same time. I think when you listen to it in its entirety. It opens with Contagious, which I wrote a year ago, mind you, before this pandemic. And that was going to be the single, but of course it would have been bad form. I just didn't want to put that out. Like, oh yeah, my first single was sure, guys. Yeah, after 7, that would have been good. So, the whole record, I think, takes you sort of on a journey from Sinner's Hymn to Moonwalker to, Sorry, to Impulsive, Streams of Consciousness, which I co-wrote, well, actually myself, Marty, and Nikki Sixx wrote.
Oh, that's cool. What was it like collaborating with Nikki Sixx?
It was freaking awesome, because what happened was he just sent me lyrics, and we were talking over the phone, and we actually started on this other song, and then he just said, I have these lyrics, and they're kind of dark, sort of Bowie lyrics, but they kind of, it sort of paints a picture of the dark side of LA. And I think that anyone who's lived out here for a long period of time or been in the industry kind of understands that. You know what I mean? Like there's a sunny side. They say it's the sunniest place for the shadiest people, right? California. But it's kind of, it sort of paints that kind of dark world of LA, which I thought was pretty cool. And so we did this thing, Marty and I, musically with it, and it was fun.